Okay, BIP of his Art and Just Productions, and I finished uploading the last video, and earlier this morning I was watching episode 80 of Beyblade X because it finally got subbed, and when I watched the clips of Takumi, I had just assumed it was about Takumi getting an evolution in his fighting style and fleshing out his development, which is great, but holy crap, I saw barely anyone talking about the rest of it. Like, the episode itself, though, not sure if it was supposed to be a semi-clip show to save up on animation, given we got Dran Brave's episode yesterday. Wizard's Arc debut next week, Hell's Reaper showing up eventually, or probably in 2 weeks. But I felt like they used enough clips, but that's just me. But yeah, I still enjoyed the episode a lot. Going through it, I keep forgetting that Burn didn't just sponsor Phalanx. Yggdrasil Pharmaceuticals brought out Melton Ramen, but Burn went out of his way to get Sweet Stone Mont Blanc from Sweet Store with his Beyblade as a theme. And you have Mako Sweet Tooth kicking in while Takumi is trying to hide his desire to eat it. Like, I get that he's manly, but in an age of social media where everyone's trying to argue what the heck masculinity is, just be open and honest with yourself, man, and just say you want it. Anyway, that being said, I do appreciate Bird came to an epiphany with the Bay time shift. Extreme delay, extreme slowest being the opposite version. Now, when the previews for this episode had dropped, everyone thought the name was clowning on Takumi because his battles are slow, but I get what Burn is saying. Look back at Max from the OG, where for some reason the fanbase thinks he's the weakest, even though he came in clutch numerous times before. But a lot of people wanted him to shift up his style. However, Drasil and Max's style has always been revolved around endurance, figuring out their opponent's strength, and then neutralizing with their counterattacks, then going in for the kill with their special moves. So, actually do respect the fact that they're saying Takumi's style is something that he's attributed because of his skill, but it's something he can expand upon. If going fast is one avenue, going slow and improving that slowness is another aspect. And by slowness, they mean, being stationary, but being the best at staying stationary. It's a weird way to explain it, especially since the subs kind of just go with the best translation that they could from what I know, but I understand what they're trying to say. Also, yes, we have Uni promoting eye drops. Perfect timing, OLMM. It's good to know Japanese people are also suffering from allergies. Also, Kuruta's hatred for Takumi for no reason other than spite is funny, especially since he's just above that at this point. But then we get confirmation the guys in the suits from the previews was the Underground Bladers attacking Bariki and Genri. The stream getting cut off so Takumi could interrogate them, plus the Phoenix duo's debate about the pros and cons of planning counter tactics is interesting enough. But yeah, those two are wearing AI armor that culminates all data from battles in X Tower, aka the wearable AI shooter, which the double changed the wearable AI launcher, bet, which is obviously against regulations given the advantages in numerous ways. Stakes-wise, this does pose an understandable challenge to Takumi, who accept with open colors. I will say though, in terms of AI, didn't Beyblade's actual production get in trouble because they used AI once? Anyway. Alright, what was I saying again? Right. I wanted Bear Scratch to go to one of Takumi's teammates initially, and Preda Swing to go to one of Rex's teammates, given the nature theme. Well, the brutal and metal theme of Takumi's team. And the team about dinosaurs fits Preda Terra perfectly, but I wanted to see if those Beyblades got permanent uses in the future. That being said, Bear Scratch and Preda Swing's gimmicks make a solid antagonist for Takumi to develop his own extra shoot. After all, Bear Scratch was clearly taken from Drawn Dagger's ability to do multiple extreme dashes, but lacks his X's Beyblade stamina. Meanwhile, Terra Swing has a type advantage, but using Terra Twist runs the risk of sacrificing stamina. And yeah, extra shoot Stone Buckler fits him pretty well. It looks awesome too. I love all of them coming together and forming an even stronger barrier. Plus, Takumi's got a mom, and he even asked her to buy the Sweet Mont Blanc for him and his team. That's so sweet. But then we have Giganti, who's Pendragon's manager and director and main handler, who revealed he set this up, ordering them to fight Takumi in the first place. And then you have those two going through his teammates in order to do so, with the confirmation that they've also been aiming for other Star Battle contestants, and now they're done for now. So what the heck is going on with Giganti? And this is where the video takes a turn, because we need to talk about his involvement with Season 2, especially given what we know from Season 1. Now, someone already discussed this on Beyblade Twitter, aka Beyblade X. But Giganti spoke with Professor Megaoka, who I just remember her name technically just means glasses, about the Double Extreme Stadium, then the Aero Stadium project we saw later on in the Underground, back in, I believe, episode 64, which would be 64 minus 51, episode 12 of season 2. Now, we know that he's greedy, don't get me wrong, and him being involved with the underground is all but confirmed. But this just leads to a series of other questions and theories that make him worse than he already is when you think about it. Think about what happened in season 1. Not even trying to sugarcoat it, Gigatani was a terrible handler and manager, and he shows the problems with Pendragon's foundations. Now, him giving Shigeru a finished White Tiger Blade instead of her prototype made sense, though, let's be honest, it was a wasted opportunity to not hire Multi as a Bay trainer. But no, from conception, he basically just put a team of the strongest bladers and didn't put the time to actually work through their emotional issues and leave it up to them, or have them do more activities to grow their connection beyond the surface level, or teach them the importance of unity. Like if he did, Exu wouldn't have left had he known the importance of staying with the team. Chrome wouldn't have been single-minded on the obsession of being the best blader when you remember that Exu always surpassed him, when a good Bay trainer or a good Bay manager would not enforce those negative connotations between teammates. And worse, Shigeru can't do anything about it, despite her best efforts, especially given the fact that she's more stoic and reserved than the rest of her teammates. You have Exu's misguided attempts to prove to Chrome that he cared about him was something that she couldn't even stop, though she tried to get him to return to Pendragon at least twice. And this gets worse with Shigeru because Shigeru didn't see the warning signs with him until season 2. Chrome essentially manipulated him into becoming obsessed with being just as good as Exu and forced his fans to embrace all of his own ideals. Had it not been from Bird, Quinn, and Ginro's attempts, Shigeru would have followed down Chrome's path. Giganti could have stopped all of that, but never even bothered because he only sees them as a means to an end. But what if all of this was planned from the beginning? Think about Giganti's role in season 2 with Pendragon. Chrome was still recovering, and he put all the pressure on Shigeru and Shigeru, despite both of them believing that he/Chrome return. If Giganti had been involved with the underground, Omega, and Baito, that means he willingly allowed Chrome to be taken by Zodiac in order to get stronger? Think about it. Mirion says that they got permission to transfer him, and who's the only person of Dota Corporation that would have the power to do so besides the president? Giganti. And yeah, he yelled at them before, but think about the why, or the fact that he could use that as a cover. Omega promising to give Chrome a new power that would prevent him from ever losing again would benefit him because Dota Corporation put all their stocks onto Chrome to be their spokesperson. Exu leaving was a net positive because if their investors found out Exu was stronger, Chrome's reputation of the strongest he imposed through advertising and marketing would just be revealed to be a scam, intentional or otherwise. All Dota had to do in season 1 was find a blader who was on par with them, but not be as strong as Chrome, which they did with Common Z, and initially they were set. Plus, this leads to a lot of opportunities in season 2. Use the publicity from Chrome's accident and disappearance for more press, while theoretically having Common Z and Shigeru's skills keep Pendragon afloat. If Giganti's funding Omega and Chrome's impact Drake, that they can ride his disappearance while having Omega deal with setting up Ryugu's return from the shadows. Quinn even said that in episode 79 that the Star Battle is a facade for a variety show. The underbelly is an eternal conflict between the Shiraboshi clan, much less mother and daughter. After all, Chrome returning either through rumors, the underground, or in the public is free marketing and advertisement. Heck, if Chrome wins or loses, Giganti and Omega can take credit for their involvement by use of either selling more products, Impact Drake or its variations, or the publicity they'll gain by association. Meanwhile, Chrome's just being used as a tool for either party depending on what they seek to gain from it. So the question for this episode, at least for episode 80, since yesterday was episode 81, I believe, was Takumi chosen because he left Slash Tower and wanted to get his data from Solidus? Well, it stands to reason that if the wearable AI shooter, given that the teams we know they got their data from are all from Slash Tower, it's possible Omega got the data from Solidus Tower already, given that Zodiac made the top floor and already had people recording the data and information from every blader that they combated up to that point. We know we're going to get bladers who participate in Solidus Tower, and even if we don't know if they fought Zodiac directly, we know that Zodiac has the means to get information on their skill set no matter what. So why not target the blader who's been participating and competing in both towers? Whether or not they're going easy on Takumi is another question, one we know the antagonists of this arc are willing to do if you know your manga spoilers. But given they got data on his potential to master extreme delay, they might use that data either for a new Beyblade only any investors involved in the underground can rest and profit off of, or Gigatani could have only his bladers use it and get the revenue from there. I'm going to remind you just how quickly this video was not planned until after I saw episode 80 subbed. So yeah, the idea that he was basically behind a lot of season 1, and no matter what happens, he's going to find a way to profit off his own bladers in season 2, is a theory I stand behind. The only way he loses it, if at all, is if all the members of Pendragon leave or find a new team or a new sponsor. And I'm looking forward to seeing the aftermath. Anyway, that's all for this review. Analysis? Theory? All three? It's crazy how I didn't even think about this until this episode, but if I'm right, the warning signs were already there. Either way, I'm looking forward to seeing how these episodes progress this underground plot, and learn who else in the supporting cast is involved with this, willingly and unwillingly. Alright, thanks for watching, like, comment, and subscribe, tell me your thoughts in the comments below at least, and VIP of Bizarre Interest Productions, signing off.